Hey everybody, welcome back to another flight on our Crossing America tour. We are in Dallas, Fort Worth. It is a cold, blustery day. You can hear the wind. And I think I can see little flakes of snow going by too. So, not very nice out. We're heading over to New Orleans on this flight. So, hopefully we will get a little bit nicer weather there. But let's hop in before we kind of freeze out here. Alright, so we're running the new developer version of the fly-by-wire mod. We'll see how that works out for us. Just getting my checklists here. And we're good to start getting everything set up. So, parking brake is on. Chocks have been removed. Ground power unit is connected. Throttle levers are at idle. Engine masters are off. Engine ignition is normal. Batteries coming on. External power is connected. We'll bring the adheres online. There we go. And now down here to the displays. I don't know if you're making it that snow going by the window there. Get all these up and going. A couple clicks on the McDoos, get them a little bit brighter. Coming down here to the lower pedestal. One notch on the floods. I do have the dome light on as well because it's rather gloomy in here. And we'll get the overhead panel turned up. Alright, so landing gear lever is confirmed down, flaps are confirmed up, spoiler is confirmed retracted, fuel quantity looks good, and we'll get the signs on, and cabin crew, you are cleared to begin boarding when ready. So I've had some issues with crashes. Sometimes I've turned off the Bing data. I heard that's been conflicting with some airports. I flew a couple hour flight earlier today for my live stream using the stable version of the mod. Of the NX mod. That worked. So we're over here now with the developer version. So we're going to see how that does. I know there had been talk about there being a bit of a memory leak with the EFB. We're going to give it a try because our flight's not going to be too long. So we'll turn it on. And we've got our coffee cup, so you know it's the latest version of the dev mod. Alright, so we're up. Not quite sure we're there. We're not in Nevada. Let's go in here. We'll get my sim brief in, and there you go. So the map's still not 100%. See the MEDAR here. Wow. And yeah, it says it's snow. So let's get over here. We'll start getting everything entered in. First thing we're going to do is request our flight plan. For some reason our cost index didn't carry over, so cost index of 25. And that's good. Flight level and temperature are good. So we'll go get the weather for our two locations there. So back to the init page, over to, and oops, back to the init page. Thank you. Over to init B. So 56.1 is our zero fuel weight today, and our center of gravity will be 26.3. And our block fuel today should be 5.3, yep. You round it up, 5.3. We have a decent tailwind of 16 today for the trip, and that should give us a 2.9 fuel on arrival into New Orleans. So if we go to our flight plan, we're going to be departing on the 36 right runway here at Dallas, which isn't too far from where we are. 36 right, and we're taking the MRSSH2 departure. Not sure how you would pronounce that. MRSSH2, and we are going via Zella. There we go. So we'll insert that. And down in New Orleans, we are predicting we will be arriving on the ILS for runway 02, and we're going in the Add-One arrival. So that is now all entered in. We'll come back here and grab our weather. There we go. We'll print that out. There's a lot of information there. Go over to our performance page. 18,000 feet standard North American transition altitude, and 1570 for both. There it is, a flaps 1 and down 0.3, and we'll be doing a toga takeoff today, so 128, 129, 133 are RV speeds. Let's go over here, grab the weather, take a look, and see what we got. So 350 at 16, gusting to 23, quarter-mile visibility. Yeah, vertical visibility, horizontal visibility is not great. We've got some snow, freezing fog. It's minus 11 out. And yeah, a lot of different things with winds, and it's a mess. 3028 for the altimeters though. Alright, so 3028. We'll switch over. There we go. And we'll put that into our standby as well. Cabin crew, you gonna start getting people on board? Oh, there we go. Took their own time there. 3028. There we are. Transponder we will set to 2000. We'll put the TCAS into TARA and all. Now on the departure we have no maximum altitudes, just have a bunch of minimums, so we're going to set our altitude right up to 37,000. And that should be good there. So they should be doing everything, everything outside. There we go. So baggage and catering are underway. You can actually see that out here. So one additional thing I'm going to be testing today is I just picked up the new Flight Sim replay that came out in the last day or so. So I'm going to try to record some stuff. If you get some nice takeoff and landing shots, hey, it worked. If you don't, it didn't. And if you never see this video, it crashed. So we'll see what happens there. But everyone's loading on. We seem to be about ready to go as soon as everything is on board. We'll be there. So I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Hope you're all had a wonderful day, and if it's your thing, you were able to do something on this day that's a little bit special for you. For me, I'm taking you down to New Orleans, and that's pretty special as well. Let's take a look around the airport here. There's somebody leaving. And still got that issue with some of the markings on the aircraft. So that's the way we're going to be taxiing. We're going to head down there and we'll be taking off to the north. So it looks like catering's done and it looks like he's about to pull away on the baggage. So we'll hop back inside.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you.
So we're going to start the APU up now, get her going.
Close it as a courtesy to other passengers.
Crew supply on
that all your items are put away so that the aisle is
arm the
clear and
emergency
other
lights.
passengers can make their way to their seats.
So if you haven't seen it, this is the iPad. So you can see that's the weather we just looked at. It is accurate to for the weather, and it does show the storms and fronts on the map here. Although for some reason it's hit or miss whether you're going to be in the right spot on the map. So you can either link it to your MCDU or you can pull in your flight from SimBrief. I've pulled it in from SimBrief. That's it there. Under dispatch, you got some information. Here's the aircraft, max passengers, max cargo, different bits of information about the airplane. Here's our SimBrief flight plan. The whole thing is in here, and you can scroll down. Fuel and payload are not working yet. Flight's not working. Performance. Company, you just enter your SimBrief name in there. And here we have what's going to end up being pushback and ground stuff when they get it working. So you'll be able to do your catering and baggage and jetway and everything from here. And when you come back here, it's now put us in Dallas. So there we go. And you can see the weather. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see the weather we're under. This snow front here. And the weather for Dallas is overcast at 200 feet. Alright, so that's going to be an interesting arrival as well. And of course we got our coffee cup. And so does our first officer Roger over here. Looks like that United's about ready to, well, he's called for ground power anyway. Speaking of, let's see if my guys are awake downstairs.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I will hold.
Alright, so they are good to go. I think we're in a position where all we're waiting now is the passengers to come aboard. Everything else is set up. Clear some of those messages off of there. Is that everybody?
You're ready to go when you are.
Excellent. Everybody is here. So we have our sheets. We'll sign off and lock the door. And we'll get the fuel pumps on. There we go. And you can hear the sounds have changed a little bit. This is the new version, so the sounds are going to be kind of different. So let's get the jetway pulled, and I think we are going to be ready to go as soon as I get that out of the way. There she goes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 5556.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure
Parking
that all
brakes
devices
released.
are in
Pushing
airplane
back.
mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat
Alright,
backs are
so
in a full
beacon's
upright
coming on.
position for
Fuel
departure.
pumps are
Cabin
on.
crew secure doors for departure.
APU bleeds are on. You can hear the lead going there, and external power is disconnected. Igniters on, and we'll see what they're doing. So we're going to go out face tail to the north, so tail left, and away we go.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Alright, starting engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft.
We'll go outside once we're stopped for engine number 2 so you can hear the new engine sounds.
Please fasten your seatbelt below and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as we may experience unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Leave your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event
Pushback
of a water
complete.
landing,
Set
a
parking
life
brakes,
vest
please.
is located in a pouch under your seat.
Parking brakes set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
So it's engine 1 started.
If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouth.
Starting engine number 2. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I wish you could control the aircraft when you're in those views, but unfortunately you can't. So that's 2 good engine starts, igniters going back to normal, and APU bleeds now coming off. So, pre-taxi checklist, probe and window heats coming on. Heading and altimeters are set, and cross-check standby is set. 1228, and radios and avionics are set. Autopilot is set. Flight directors coming on both sides. Auto brake set to max. Flaps moving 1 plus F. Elevator trim today is up 0.5. And flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Controls are free and correct. We'll arm the ground spoilers. Taxi light coming on. And we are clear to taxi. So, how are we taxiing down? Well, we are going to go pretty much due south. We're going to jog over to taxiway Foxtrot and then taxi down to the end. Shouldn't take too long. A little bit of snow still coming down there. May treat this as a contaminated runway, so we're going to need a little bit more power. Do our config test. See the TCAS is picking up the aircraft out there. So we're going to go over here at Golf 9. And we're going to take this out to taxiway Foxtrot and take that all the way down to the end of runway 36. Once we make this final S turn, we will let the cabin crew know that they can get themselves squared away for takeoff. I need a little bit of power here. So we'll ding the back. Basically head down to the end now. Okay, the only downside with doing this in the showcase or drone camera is there is no control over the aircraft, so I can't taxi down this way and keep her on the center line. She'll wander off whichever way she wants to go. As you can see, she is doing it right now with that slight right hand veer off. And we are racing away here. Again, we're in idle, and she's just storming away. This might be one where you do, or we're not going that far, so you probably wouldn't. But if we had to go out to the other side of the airport, definitely a single engine taxi on that one. So this area on the left here is actually holding lanes for takeoff, so you can just see how busy this place gets if that is where they start stacking aircraft up for takeoff. Pretty incredible. So it's interesting hearing the sounds in this dev version. They're a little bit different than the current release. I'm assuming these sounds will be included in the next. Somebody landing on that one and somebody coming in on this one. They'll be releasing these sounds on the next stable version, which is due to come out on Tuesday if the next major update doesn't break everything. So I think they're doing the UK update on Tuesday, so we'll see how that actually goes. To go here at Whiskey Papa and get ourselves ready to go. So I hope you're enjoying our JetBlue flight today. Alright, so we're locked in. So parking brake cassette, flight instruments are checked, engine instruments have been checked, takeoff data is checked and in the box, nav equipment is checked, landing lights coming on, strobe lights coming on, taxi light to take off. Pitot heat is on, de-ice not, well, yeah, de-ice is required. Transponder is on, alt, radar is on, PWS is on, and we are good to go. And where did that guy go? Did he land? I don't see him. So I think we're good to go. So here's where the interesting stuff comes on. I am starting to do my flight record. I'm going to just tell it where to put it. We're now recording. This guy's coming in, so we're just going to move on out and get going. So, parking brake off. We'll move out. We got time, he's about 7 miles out. Alright. Everything is set. We just roll out, so start the clock. Engines are already at 40% and stable. See that snow coming down still. Southwest US is getting hit hard right now. So a little bit of down pressure and engines to Toga. Toga SRS runway enabled. Now flying out on the route. We'll just keep it at 10 miles to monitor at the moment. Can't see anything outside. It's 5,200 feet. Speed's slowly decreasing. We're in climb mode. Ground spoilers coming off. Dome light coming off.
We are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please use your
There's
seatbelt fasten
10,000
while you're
feet. We
seated
should be
and do not
nosing down to
constantly
accelerate now.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
We're slowly accelerating. It's a bit more gentle than it has been in the past, which is a good thing. Looks like we've just popped out of the clouds. So I noticed the engines didn't go into the red this time, which has been an issue in the past. Getting the engine overheats. So it seemed to keep the engines back a little bit. So that was not happening. Speeds up to 270. Out on the range here. So we're currently heading southeast. We're going to soon turn to a little bit more easterly as we carry on our climb. So we're coming up for 18,000 feet. When we pass that, we'll go to standard altitude and we'll let you enjoy the sights as we head over eastern Texas and then come down over northern Louisiana towards New Orleans. Eighteen 18,000 feet. Standard pressure. There we go. So there's the aircraft, all nice and frosty. Go on the sun side here. Enjoy the view. We'll catch up with you in a bit. welcome back to the flight deck. We're entering into the star for New Orleans Airport that we're using, the Add-Ons arrival. We're just over, what is it called? Let me just pull that up again. Lake Charles something, and I just lost my chart, so let me pull it up again. There we go. Lake Charles, VOR. We're now heading to Lafayette, VOR. So we're going to be down at 11,000 feet by Add-Ons. So we're going to start that in a minute, but first let's take a look at the weather. We'll enter in our performance information for our arrival. So we have currently, this came out about half an hour ago. Winds are 360-11, gusting 18. We're landing on 02, so that's all right. 10 miles visibility, overcast 1,200 feet, 5 degrees, and 3002 on the altimeter. So we'll get this entered in, 3002. Temperature we have is 5 degrees. Say we're rolling out of the turn now. Winds are 360 at 11. Of course, we got those gusts to 18, which could factor in a little bit. Transition altitude of 18,000 feet, and our ILS decision height of 409 feet above the ground. So Cat 1 or basic ILS approach. Nothing too special about that. So the weather's been like this the entire way, as you've seen. Not too much to see down below, and we're going to probably be in this all the way down to just about landing. So we're going to begin our descent. We'll dial this back to 7.6. And we'll go at 1,500 feet per minute. So we got a real good tailwind pushing us now. So we're going to watch the speed, make sure we don't get up too high. Anti-ice is off, but we're definitely going to have to put it on when we hit the clouds. Outside temperature is minus 23 right now, so we'll have to watch that. If we come over to the pad here, you can see we are entering a bit of a stormy system as we come in towards the Lafayette. Not so bad around New Orleans, although there is little pockets of it there. Here and then back, and I'll update the information coming in. So you can see the storm system we just flew through, or over. Alright, we'll see how this version manages the engines on the descent. 7.4 now. And as per normal, once we enter into the 20,000s, we'll put the seat belts on in the back. At about 10,000, I'm going to turn the recorder on and we'll record the landing, approach and landing. And again, if you see some nice exterior shots from the landing, it worked well. If you don't, it didn't. And if you never see this video, well, we crashed again. Now, last time I did this, we crashed before this point, so hopefully everything's working fine. a speed around 270 or so. That's a good speed. So for aircraft landing at New Orleans International, you have to be 11,250 knots at Add-Ons. If you're not landing at New Orleans International, Louis Armstrong Airport, you have to be at 13,000. Alright, so we're going to be at 11,000 for this one then. That's fine. We're going to verify 111.7. I'm going to bring you down to 7.2 now. Oh, 990. Let me just go back and check my flight plan. 02, ILS 02, 111.7. I don't know why that's the wrong one. Let's change that. 111.7. There's no VOR at the airfield, so that's fine. There's 270 again, so we'll dial back to 70. This is working a little bit better. The engines aren't spooling like crazy like they have been in the stable version. So it's nice to see that has been fixed. We're now heading towards Add-Ons. We're going to drop 20,000 feet, so we're going to drop that down to 18, and I'm going to throw on the anti-ice now. And seatbelt signs go on. Whiffs of the top of the clouds we're hitting.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Alright, everything is looking good. We're at the 66. Alright, what do we have? What do we have? Alright, so we're down below, we can see the speeds hanging around 280. Bring it back to 270. It's 13,000 feet to go. And our intercept is 2,000 feet. So we head to the Voodoo VOR, and then we're turning to head down for the intercept. So after Voodoo, we'll start our descent to after Add-Ons, we'll start our descent to 2,000 feet. Watch that engine creep. Yeah, see, she's climbing higher than she should. Alright, still needs to be babysat. These clouds are lower than I thought they were. Alright, we're 40 miles out. So 9,000 feet to go. Increase the descent rate slightly. Make sure the engines don't speed away on us. Want to keep that speed down. Alright, so the approach data is all in. We're descending nicely. So the altimeter was 3002. So we'll get that in our standby now. Here's 18,000 feet. 3002. There we go. And we are through. Let's give them a little ding to let them know. Speed's increasing again. We're 7 miles from Add-Ons. We're going to be a little bit high. It's going to take you right down to 2,000 now. 14,500. Yeah, we're way high. Make sure that speed comes back. So, time for speed brakes. And here come the clouds. Slow ourselves down to 240. Go. 240, we're at 12,000. A couple miles, we're going to make the turn to the right. Out of the clouds. Speed is starting to creep. There's the turn, and we're coming up for 10,000 feet. Lights coming on. To taxi. Everything else is set. Landing system will come on. India, Juliet, Foxtrot,
We have begun our
India.
final descent into Louisiana. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any craft one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Got a good wind pushing us here. Speed's coming back to 240. We're at 8,000 feet. Not quite sure entirely where we're headed. We'll go into approach phase. So we're sort of heading towards that user waypoint. Alright, time to activate the recorder. Let's see how we do. So Royal is the entry point, and that's the 2,000 feet mark. We should be fine for getting there. We got 15 miles to go. So I'm going to do that. Bring that down to about 1,500 feet per minute. And we're going going to go into approach mode. So we'll bring our speed down to 210. See little patches of brightness. So fuel quantity is good. Flaps are up. Gear is up. Landing systems are on. Lights are on. Arm the speed brake. Seatbelt signs are on. Radios are set. Speed 210, although we're not slowed down yet. Landing lights are on. Taxi light is on. Ground spoilers are on. Auto brakes are set. Probably just going to do an intercept out here. At least on the localizer initially. Although we do have the glide slope showing, so we could probably do that. Alright, so we're going to start leveling out. That will start slowing us down. And we're going to go engines to there. There we go. Slowly starting to make a left-hand turn, and speed is continuing to come down. So this point, at the 10-mile point now, is POVVI. That is the start of the glide slope. Going to watch as we come in. Right, cabin, self-secured. Well, we are recording. I'm not seeing any frame hits. Ooh, there's the ground coming out of the Merc. Flaps 1. Come on, you got to acknowledge. There we go. Guess you gotta have flaps 1 down when you do that. $15 miles out. starting that turn towards Povey. Approach mode is now armed. Localizer is boxed. Localizer is captured. Just barely make out the ground. Be an interesting approach. So 1,200 feet was the cloud base. We'll see how accurate that is. Our decision height is 409. Pretty much just sort of make out the ground through the mist and the clouds and that awful grayness. Alright, going flaps 2, speed coming down. Train radar coming on. Gear coming down. Gear down 3 green, flaps 3. Glide slope captured, flaps full. Alright, landing gear down 3 green, autopilot on, go around altitude is set. Auto thrust as required on landing memo no blue and speed managed. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. I can start seeing the ground ahead. Outer marker. I am running enhanced scenery for this airport. We'll see how she looks when we get there. We're going to be exiting to the right. Or, sorry, left. Our gate's on the left-hand side. I see the runway. There's the river right in front of us.
1,000. Above 500. Minimum
Continue.
300. 200.
No poppies.
100.
Looking good.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Touchdown. Keep running center line. Reverser's green. Auto brakes active. Knots reverser stowed. Auto brakes off. And we're going to roll up to uniform here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Louisiana. The local time is 11:53 a.m. and it's currently about 41 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the
There we
flight.
go.
If this is your final destination, we thank you for
Welcome
flying
to New
with us.
Orleans.
If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Alright, so flaps can come up. We're slowed slightly here. Landing lights will come off, strobe lights will come off, taxi light stays on, taxi, radar, PWS, transponder, ground spoilers. There we go. Oh, engine anti-ice can come off as well. And we will start the APU just in case. So this is hotel here. Come in on hotel. And the guy's landing on that runway. Very interesting. We're going to be parking. See where those guys are there. That's where we're headed, where the catering truck is. Exactly sure where the entry point for that one is. It's not that one. It must be around the corner here. There it is. All right, we're turning in. Taxi light will come off. See if we can get a closer look at this guy. His sticks were illuminated, it'd be easier to see. Whoa, that was quick. Alrighty. We are where we have to be. So let me just turn that off. So parking brakes set. Thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact has been established. We'll get them to pull the jetway over. Thank you very much. And it's moving. Ground operations are in place. Electrical power is now connected. APU will come off. And engine masters 1 and 2 are turned off. Logbook will now open. No? I'm surprised. Parking brake is confirmed. Beacon light is now... they must have overridden that in the mod. Exterior lights is required. Pitot heat will come off. Fuel pumps will now come off. Flight director's landing systems off, and everybody is now exiting the aircraft. Well, thank you very much for joining us on today's flight to it's very empty here. To New Orleans. Don't know where that guy went that was landing. Hope you enjoyed the flight. We will see you on the next one. Bye for now.